Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Real unity comes from acknowledging the reality of the situation that we're in, right? Unity requires everybody being on the same page, having some commonality of values, and real unity requires us to acknowledge the fact that while, yes, there are crazies on both sides, we have a country of 330 million people, you're going to be able to find crazies on either side. Political violence is just a statistical fact. It's a bigger problem on the left. And if you had, God forbid, somebody on the left who was assassinated, I'm sure that you could find one person who would maybe celebrate it or one person who would be offensive. But the fact that it became mainstream to celebrate Charlie's death, to talk about the fact that he maybe deserved to die because he had said hateful things like, we don't want women playing, or we don't want men playing in women's sports. Just the effort to try to justify his murder, to lie about things that he had said, so as to justify his killing, it was just really disgusting and really disgraceful. And one of the things that we just have to, I want our country to be unified again. I really do. I mean, I'm the Vice President of the United States. I really do feel like I represent every single person, even the people who say disgusting things. But if we're going to have real unity in this country, we're all going to have to acknowledge that killing people for what they think and what they believe is wrong. And right now, that violent impulse is a bigger problem on the left than the right.
Oh boy. Yes, indeed. What's going on, family? I hope everybody that's tuned in right now that you are blessed, well, and healthy, that you are having a great day, a great week, great month. That 2025 is going well for all you guys, man. Again, no matter what side you're on, no matter what you believe in, even if you believe in the boogeyman, hey, even I don't care what your skin color is, what you look like, where you come from. I want to just tell you that I love you and that I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life in these dark, crazy, corrupt times that we are living in, man. And quite frankly, we do not know what to expect next. We are living in some dark times, man. So I encourage y'all to spread love to one another. But we definitely wanted to get into this and expose some things, and some big things are coming out with JD Vance, and exposing a lot of things on the other side. And it's honestly just sick, man. And it's really sad how people try to twist things to fit their narrative and when we call out something, they want to make us look bad, make him look bad because he's calling it out, and saying, well, if he can't come out and say this because this happened. It's just a disgrace, man, and how they take everything out of context, how they spin everything. We just can't win with these people, man. We just can't, and it will always be left versus right, right versus wrong, good versus evil, But JD Vance called out the guy who was running for AG of Virginia, Jay Jones, man, this is honestly, I went down a little rabbit hole with this. It's honestly a disgrace. Saying things like you wishing death on people, you would piss on somebody's grave, you wish somebody's children would die. I mean, this is just sick, But JD Vance said this is far worse than anything said in a college group chat, and the guy who said it could become the AG of Virginia. I refuse to join pearl clutching when powerful people call for political violence. Look at this. Because you weren't simply asking questions, it. I genuinely was. I wasn't attacking you. I was trying to understand your logic. You were trying to understand. You were talking about hoping Jennifer Gilbert's children would die. Yes. I told you before, only when people feel pain personally do they move on policy. I told y'all, man, it is literally good versus evil, And it says, I will be voting for JD Vance when he runs, period. End of story. And y'all know JD Vance called out Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas, and she said for 2 exaggerating years, I've called for the return of the hostages brutally kidnapped on October 7th and held in Gaza. Today is a good day. And JD Vance says the president told me he did this on Indigenous Peoples Day in honor of you. I tell you, man. But there's been a lot of wins with this administration, man. And we're still seeing tons of Democrats, downplaying Trump, trying to go around it. And there's a lot of Democrats and lefties that just can't deny it. And, they're praising Trump's success right now. And again, there's a lot of things we agree and disagree on. There's been a lot of, a couple things we didn't like right here or that we love right here. And hey, that's politics for you, And when you have it's like having a boss, I've worked multiple jobs in the service industry and everything. It's like having a boss, and you might love your boss, but not every day is going to be sunshine and flowers. There's going to be some days where you disagree. There's going to be days where you just like, what's going on? I mean, hey, this life, we're human beings. We are human beings. But with this whole group chat thing, JD Vance is, getting a lot of bad mouthing from the left. People saying all kind of things. Even on MSNBC, this was said, and people are posting this and saying they cancel comedians over jokes about Charlie Kirk, but the kids, when it comes to when they was like I love Hitler and the slave jokes, JD Vance called them kids. And we know how they, spent this and everything. And then they put the ages of the people in the group, and they're like, no, they're not kids. JD Vance called them kids, because some of them were in college. But again, y'all know how most people don't like, even Trump, or people don't know the full thing of these stories. He probably didn't know the ages of every exact person. I mean, but it's crazy how they spin and take everything out of context. The reality
is that kids do stupid things, especially young boys. By focusing on what kids are saying in a group chat, grow up. I'm sorry, focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids say in group chats. But
and hey, that wasn't a bad response. I mean, JD Vance keeping it professional, and he's called out them for saying sick things. I mean, what more do y'all want? And then we get this lady on MSNBC, the fake news media.
He is married to a woman of Indian descent.
Yes.
He has mixed race children.
Yes.
So to all of the MAGA voters out there, if this man will not defend his wife and will not defend his kids, do you think he gives a crap about you or anything to do with you?
And you see how like, what point are you trying to prove? Because y'all spin things and take it out of context to fit your narrative. The hell with MSNBC. This is why people have turned off the TV, because we see through all the fat and the bullshit. We see through it.
Liberals keep losing their voter base.
And I wanted to go to this Jay Jones right here. This is the who JD Vance called out.
Jay Jones,
and this is just honestly sick.
Should come out and simply, there's a debate this Thursday night between our great Attorney General Jason Miyares and Jay Jones, and it could be the shortest debate ever because Jay Jones should come out and simply say, "I'm withdrawing from the race."
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't dropped out yet. So he's getting so much backlash right now, so much backlash, and even right now, he says, "Yes, Virginia breaking." Democrat AG candidate Jay Jones' odds of winning the election are plummeting after he got exposed for wishing violence on Republicans. He now sits at a 34%, while his opponents skyrockets. Keep the pressure. Look, disgrace, man, and especially what just took place with the Charlie Kirk. People are done, man. People are done. And they're understanding it is honestly good versus evil, right versus wrong.
Politico ran a story yesterday making a lot of waves. It was about a shocking group chat with leaders of a young Republicans organization. And in the messages were vile bigotry and filth, talking about loving Hitler, full of racial slurs, musings about putting enemies in gas chambers, sexually assaulting them, flip references to Hitler. Vice President Vance was asked to comment on that today. And in response, he cited these text messages that have rocked the Attorney General's race in Virginia. Democratic Attorney General candidate Jay Jones had written some pretty horrific messages a few years ago, 2022, about a Republican legislator and his family. Take a listen to Vice President Vance.
A person who is very politically powerful, who is about to become one of the most powerful law enforcement officers in the country, that person...
Y'all already know how CNN gonna run this. CNN.
Seriously wishing for political violence and political assassination is 1,000 times worse than what a bunch of young people, a bunch of kids say in a group chat, however offensive it might be. That's just reality.
So you have condemned what Jones wrote in those text messages, but you, and there are no Democratic officials.
Y'all be honest with me. What y'all think? Y'all think J.D. Vance should have kind of went a step further with that? Let me know in the comments. Be real with me. You know, I think maybe he could have, you know, because y'all know what the, and again, you should already expect this to take place on the MSNBCs, the CNNs, the left, you know, and how Democrats are going to attack J.D. Vance for that response. I mean, we seen it coming. I mean, man. Because if you don't say what they want you to say, they gonna come for you. Do you think J.D. Vance could have went a step further? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know. You know. And now, you know, they're mentioning, well, you're in an interracial relationship, your wife, your kids. You know, if you can, again, y'all already knew how they were gonna spin this and take it completely out of context. But let me know, do you think J.D. Vance should have went a step further? You know, nobody, it's no wrong answer. Just leave a comment down below, you know.
In Virginia who have called for Jones to drop out of the race. And Republicans are seizing on that as a political opportunity and basically saying, hey, Senator Kaine, you don't have the moral high ground here. What do you think of that?
Well,
but then again, it's like we see the things that are said in group chats again. I mean, they've called the president Hitler every single day now. Wannabe dictator. They've gaslit and fearmongered every single day. They said the worst of the worst.
and look, the Republican gubernatorial candidate in Virginia has said some vile things, and we haven't called on her to drop out of the race. The voters are going to make this decision. The J. Jones texts were abhorrent, and they are indefensible. But I also have known J. Jones for 25 years, and I put that knowledge on a scale, and it weighs more than one really indefensible set of texts. But I'll tell you this, Jake, it's interesting to know J. Jones has earnestly and sincerely apologized and said he made a grievous error. What did you hear from J.D. Vance? Did he say any of these texts were wrong? I didn't hear any condemning of the texts. I didn't hear him having any concerns about what was said. So look, I think people in public life, when they make mistakes, they ought to apologize at a minimum. And I've heard that from Jay, and I certainly haven't heard it from J.D. Vance.
Well, I don't know Jay Jones, but I know you a little bit, and I cannot imagine you ever saying anything like that. Is it possible you don't know him as well as you thought you did?
Well, look, you read these, and it's shocking. It is shocking. I do know him well. I've known him since he was a teenager. I ran against his father for lieutenant governor in a Democratic primary in 2001. It's been 25 years ago. I think I know him pretty well. This was clearly he was very worked up about something at the time and shared thoughts in a way that shouldn't come across your mind, much less get put into a test. The voters are going to have to figure that out. But knowing him for 25 years gives me a vantage point on him, and that's why I'm still supporting him. But again, on the Politico story about these texts, I don't know. I haven't heard any contrition coming out of the folks that were involved. Maybe I've missed it. I've been here working on trying to get this defense bill done and get government reopened again.
I think there has been some contrition from some people, some players, but perhaps not enough from the Republican Party in general. But then again, I'm sure they would say the same about Jay Jones and the Democrats.
I tell you, man. But these are some of this thing the man has said. They say nice things about everyone. LOL. If those guys die before me, I would go to their funerals to piss on their graves. Send them out watching something. 3 people, 2 bullets. Gilbert, Hitler, and a Pol Pot. Gilbert gets 2 bullets to the head. Spoiler, put Gilbert in the crew with the 2 worst people you know, and he receives both bullets every time. Jay, please stop. LOL. Okay. It really bothers me when you talk about hurting people or wishing death on them. This is the left, y'all. This is the left, and it's honestly sad, man. And we have more deranged lunatics walking around more than ever. You know? Even people that are running for top rank offices, positions, yeah. Yep. Just can't make it up. Because Jay Jones said cops should die and fantasize about murdering a dad and his kids. And Abigail Springer still hasn't called on him to drop out. That tells us one thing. She's okay with what he said.
Political murder is... I don't understand why you just can't come forward and say he needs to go. I mean, we're talking about murder. We're talking about someone's life being taken from them. Have you nothing to say about that? Are you not going to address it? Really, you can't go any further. You're a governor. You're supposed to stand up for all the people. Are you saying political murder is all right?
Yeah. That's the left for you. That is the left for you, man. I wanted to play this clip. She makes great content. I want to play this right here. And exposing Joy Reid and Don Lemons. The reason why people have, lost their job live on air, why their shows have failed, why the people have turned the TV off on them, why the mainstream corporate media our ratings are just plummeting, why people don't trust the media, why people are just sick of the left. They run everybody out the door, out the Democrat Party. But check this out. Joy Reid admitting that she will never report the truth because her hate is too strong for J.D. Vance. Their hate is too strong for President Trump. They could care less if the man does the best for the country. They're still going to throw rocks at him. They're still going to criticize him. They're still going to stomp on him, spit on him and his supporters.
This is the reason why the lunatic liberals keep losing their voter base at such a rapid rate.
I can't stand JD Vance. Let's just be clear. There's nothing he could do. He could literally rescue my cat out of a burning building and I would still hate JD Vance.
What more evidence do you guys need that Joy Reid, Don Lemon, and all these trash lunatic liberals, they don't go based on fact. They go based on their feelings, and she even said that JD Vance, if he saved her cat, she still wouldn't like JD Vance. So how can you think that anything that you say, we would actually trust that it wasn't coming from a biased, hateful place? And you guys are just cackling on the screen like, yeah, this is us. This is what we do. We don't tell you the truth. We just tell you what makes you emotional so we can continue to outrage you all to control you. So any lunatic liberal that continues to listen to voices like Joy Reid or Don Lemon, there is absolutely no hope for you guys. I feel so sad. You need to turn on your brain. I don't know. Go get yourself electrocuted. Maybe that will wake you guys up. But the fact is, if you're agreeing agreeing with the fact that no matter what JD Vance can do, good or positive, Joy Reid will never like him. So what makes you think that what she reports is actually going to be true and authentic? But lunatic liberals, you guys don't care about truth. You guys care about brainwashing.
Oh boy. Here's the full clip of what JD Vance had said earlier about the group chat.
By focusing on what kids are saying in a group chat, grow up. I'm sorry. Focus on the real issues. Don't focus on what kids say in group chats. But there's another angle to this that I just have to be honest about. I mean, I'm like an old guy at this point. I'm 41 years old. I have 3 kids. I grew up in a different world, right? Where not most of the stupid things that I did when I was a teenager and a young adult, they're not on the internet. Like, I'm going to tell my kids, especially my boys, don't put things on the internet. Like, be careful with what you post. If you put something in a group chat, assume that some scumbag is going to leak it in an effort to try to cause you harm or cause your family harm. But the reality is that kids do stupid things, especially young boys. They tell edgy, offensive jokes. Like, that's what kids do. And I really don't want us to grow up in a country.
Have y'all been in them? Only the real ones know this. Well, probably not, because we have a lot of different generations and ages a part of this show. But I played a video game, and I've been in those Call of Duty lobbies. I've been in those 2K lobbies. I've been in the Battlefield lobbies. And the group and hearing some people say the most craziest things. And these people be 20, 30, 40 years old still. You would think that the 10-year, 15-year-olds to 20-year-olds, would say the most outrageous stuff. It's 20, 30 grown men on there saying the most racist and inhumane things you could think of. I'm just saying, boy, I'm telling you, if a lot of people got exposed with these group chat of playing the PlayStation or Xbox, man, boy, I'll tell you.
For a kid telling a stupid joke, telling a very offensive stupid joke, is cause to ruin their lives. And at some point, we're all going to have to say, enough of this BS. We're not going to allow the worst moment in a 21-year-old's group chat to ruin a kid's life for the rest of time. That's just not okay. Like, we live in a digital world. This stuff is now etched in stone online. We're all going to have to say, you know what? No. We're not doing this. We're not canceling kids because they do something stupid in a group chat. And if I have to be the person who carries that message forward, I'm fine with it.
What do y'all think of that? Let me know in the comments section. And again, do you think JD Vance should have went a step further and condomed it more? Like, let me know in the comments how y'all feel about this. And again, like I say, it sounded like a great response. But we know it doesn't fit their narrative, it doesn't please the other side, And again, once you hear comments, and I feel like the pressure is so on with everything that's taking place, especially since the Charlie Kirk death, and the left being called out for their violence, their hatred, after mocking and celebrating somebody's death and everything that's happening. They're looking to point the finger and hurry up and switch it and switch the narrative and switch it back to the other side. They're so quick to do that. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I love y'all. God bless you all and your family. And I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace and love, you guys.